Welcome to
Theories
of the third kind.
Welcome to Theories of the Third Kind. My name is Aaron. The other host joining me is Danielson.
Hello.
Now, before we get into today's episode, we do have a quick announcement to make.
If you would like to support the show, you can do so by joining our premium subscription service, Supercast. For just $6.66 a month, you can enjoy weekly premium audio episodes that are all ad-free and have access to our entire back catalog of over 260 plus episodes.
Or if you are a big baller and you want to spend a little extra cash and shake that ass, then you can go sign up for our premium video service, which gives you extra content. And there goes a fly. Go sign up. We can't afford fly traps. For $9.99 a month, you get an extra video episode each week and extra content as well that we are currently producing but have not released yet. A lot of extra content coming on you and in you. So you can sign up to that by going to our website, theoriesofthethirdkind.com. Right there in the middle of the website is a Supercast button. There's a button that says Supercast on it. You click on it, it will take you over to the Supercast website, and you can sign up to be a supporter of us. And it only takes 30 seconds, and we will love you forever. And it's very easy to view the content on there.
Now, we know it's hard out there for you pimps and pimpettes.
We try to get you money for your rent.
And if you can't afford a premium membership, you can leave us a written review on iTunes or Spotify.
That would help us out a lot.
However, don't feel pressured by all the, other pimps and pimpettes.
You just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You want to sign up? You want to spend a little extra cash on us? Support us? We'd appreciate it. If not, no big deal.
That's right. We just want you guys, girls, aliens, reptilians, Bigfoot, Sasquatches, chupacabras, ghosts, Illuminati members, underground lizard people, whoever or whatever you are, to enjoy the show. Yeah, I blanked out again.
That's okay. I blink out all the time.
It's a rough morning. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Also, remember, our content is entirely human-made. No AI were harmed or used other than for the base graphic.
Yeah, just for the base graphic. We aren't on like the Google VO3 creating these videos and overlaying our voices. This is really me. I'm really Aaron. And you can ask a person I met at HEB a couple days ago.
Oh, that's right.
A random guy came up to me and was like, "Are you Aaron?" And I'm like, "Who are you? Are you gang stalking me?"
Got any games?
Nah, we'll talk about that later. He was cool.
I don't get spotted.
Yeah. Well, that right there is the end of the announcements. And today's episode is Strange News 13.
Strange news. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
And if you aren't aware of what a Strange News episode is, it is where Dan and I have each selected some news articles to talk about that are strange, weird, and bizarre. And we are going to take turns enlightening you about these news articles.
That's right.
And we have already determined who goes first.
That's right, you.
It is I. Go first.
Aaron's just like, your articles suck.
No, his articles are great. Actually, I don't even know what he wrote about because we don't tell each other what we write about. So it's a surprise.
I just said I was writing about things that like to explode all over the place.
So my first strange news article is Japan's Baba Vanga warns of a 2025 event that could lead to devastation. Now, before we hop into this news article, there are two things that we need to go over. The first thing that we need to go over is Baba Vanga. And another thing that we need to go over is another individual, a magma. How do you say that? The Japanese comics?
Manga.
Berserk is the only one. Would that be considered manga?
Yeah.
Attack on Titan as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
They all started off as like a manga, then they got a show adaptation.
Okay. So yeah, we got to talk about Baba Vanga and a manga artist.
You see how you looked at the Asian for the confirmation.
Yeah. Am I saying it right?
Is it manga?
All right. So if you don't know who Baba Vanga is, she was a Bulgarian mystic who passed away in 1996. She was blind, okay? What did she get, like dirt or sand in her eyes or some shit?
Was it like a sandstorm?
I think so. Yeah.
It was way back. We did an episode on her.
Yeah. So during her lifetime, Baba Vanga made numerous predictions, some of which came true and some which didn't come true. So needless to say, when you talk about people in history who have made predictions, a lot of people automatically go to Nostradamus as the number one, right?
Correct.
But coming in at number 2 would be Baba Vanga. And just like Dan said, we did a full episode on her and Nostradamus, two separate episodes a long time ago. So if you want to, go check them out. They're pretty good. All right. Now that you know who Baba Vanga is, we need to talk about another person, an individual named Ryo Tatsuki. Did I say it correct?
You did say it correct.
Thank you. So Ryo Tatsuki is a Japanese manga artist who throughout the years has eerily predicted global events, which include things like the death of Freddie Mercury and Princess Diana, to the big thing that occurred in 2020 that we can't say because we'll be slapped with a misinformation tag for just saying what it was. So I want you to think about what happened in 2020. Okay? That is what she predicted, supposedly.
She predicted me breaking my hand.
Not that. Yes, that and something else that was really big that changed the world. Okay? We can't even say its name. It's ridiculous.
That changed the world. I broke my hands.
We can't. It's ridiculous that we can't even say it or we automatically get slapped because they got this Spotify, YouTube, all Apple Podcasts have this thing that scans all the audio and it has keywords it picks up on and then labels you as misinformation.
What about video?
Video as well, YouTube, yeah.
I mean, like, if they see it, if we don't say it, but they see it.
Probably. They tagged our video last week for the thumbnail.
That's right.
Yeah.
Talk about that more too.
Yeah. Okay, so with Ryo predicting a lot of things correctly, supposedly, this has given her the nickname Baba Manga. Not Baba Vanga, but Baba Manga.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Now, why are we mentioning Ryo? Well, in 2021, she released a comic titled The Future I Saw. This comic ended up becoming one of the best-selling comics in Japan, and in that specific comic book, she predicted a calamity occurring on July 5th, 2025. So not far away. A few weeks away. Wait. A month away.
A month? Well, yeah, about a month away.
A month away. Yeah. So with that date coming up, people started mentioning that comic again and began posting about it on social media. Now, the exact disaster that is supposed to occur is unclear. A lot of people saying it's a tsunami. It ain't fuck a tsunami. They don't know. She didn't really say it this, and this. Okay? She just said it's a calamity. It's a earth-changing event. So this prediction of hers in this comic mirrors a prediction she made in the original 1999 manga, in which she warned of a major great disaster striking Japan in March of 2011. And guess what happened in March of 2011? A giant-ass earthquake happened, okay? And an earthquake created a tsunami. And where'd that tsunami go? It fucking smacked Japan. And what happened? Well, the Fukushima Daiichi Fukushima nuclear power plant, it's diesel generators, which they use for alternate power. So they got the main power source, and in case the power grid goes down, they got diesel generators that kick on. Now, why does a nuclear plant need alternate power? They need to provide power to the pumps. So the pumps can make sure it has the RCS, reactor coolant system, going to not only cool the reactor itself, but also to cool the spent fuel pool. So you have the spent fuel pool pumps, the RCS pumps, you have all those that need to continuously run. And if the power goes out, diesel generators cut on and they're made to go fucking forever. And they're huge, gigantic. And nuclear plants usually have like 2, 3, or 4 backups. Why do I know this? I worked at a nuclear plant for like over fucking forever. 10 years, 15 years. In case you didn't know. So did Dan. Anyway.
PTSD.
So what happened with the tsunami hitting the nuclear plant? If they had the diesel generators, it should be fine, right? Well, Japan, being freaking stupid, the sea level, they built a nuclear plant up top, but they fucking put the diesel generators below sea level. So when the tsunami came, it flooded the diesel generators. So what happened? The electricity went out. The pumps were like, we need to cut on so we can provide cooling. The diesel generators couldn't cut on. Spent fuel pools started heating up. The nuclear plant started heating up. Hydrogen buildup, explosion, radioactive material everywhere. There you go. That's what happened. Okay. And that disaster was supposedly predicted by Rio. And with Rio making this new prediction, a lot of people kind of seeing it being brought up in social media a lot now because it's coming up. A lot of people in Japan are taking this next prediction of hers pretty serious. For example, flight reservations for Japan from areas that fly into Japan quite a bit, like South Korea, Taiwan, and Hong Kong, those flights have plunged dramatically following this prophecy propping up in the news. However, Rio did a recent interview with a Japanese media company, and she stated that people should take her predictions with a grain of salt and that everybody should listen to the experts, not her. It's like, why? You made the prediction in 2011. It was right, bitch. Respectfully. But you just made another one.
I mean, this is one of those ones that you expect someone to be like, yeah, you should believe my predictions. But she's like, no, I'm just writing manga.
She's going back, the publicity is selling more comic books.
I mean, that too.
To these weebs.
Because, if there was a calamity or something to happen, people would buy these and save on, be like, this is the truth. Like, this is it right here.
Wouldn't it be crazy if something happened on July 5th in Japan or near Japan? Well, I guess we have to just wait and see, because that is the end of my first strange news article. And if anyone lives in Japan, let us know how it goes on July 5th with whatever happens.
Arigato.
Mr. Magato. All right, Dan. So what's the next strange news article that you have?
All right. So I had them in order that I wanted to read, but now that you read that one, I'm switching it up.
Okay.
Because when you said, it could, it's not going to be a tsunami, it could, if this ever actually probably happens. So this strange news article I found is about climate change and an idea that could isolate or supposedly hide away 30 years worth of carbon emissions that's under the ocean. First off, under the ocean, on the seabed, there are rocks, weathering rocks, whatever. These rocks are producing carbon dioxide, and it goes up to the water, up into the sky, affecting climate change, they say.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing rock weathering or something to try to bring down the emissions, but it's only doing so much. So, of course, everyone wants to save the earth, make it last longer for mankind to survive, and all that. There is a software engineer named Andy Haverly, Microsoft software engineer. This 25-year-old Microsoft software engineer, Andy Haverly, made the claim that if we set off the biggest nuclear bomb under the ocean, we could eviscerate the carbon-absorbing rocks that make up the seabed.
Oh, yeah, and absolutely spread radionuclides all over the place.
Yep.
Great idea.
He said this move could help solve the escalating threat of climate change. And he goes on to state, and I quote, by precisely locating the explosion beneath the seabed, we aim to confine debris, radiation, and energy while ensuring rapid rock weathering at a scale substantial enough to make a meaningful dent in atmospheric carbon levels.
You know how I know he doesn't know a single thing of what he's talking about?
Thinking that the radiation could be contained in water like that.
First of all, what do they use to contain or to shield from radiation?
Water.
What would be the main thing that you would be worried about other than dying from the explosion? Radioactive fallout from the radionuclides, radioisotopes. He didn't even mention those. He just said radiation.
That's why I was just like, Microsoft software engineer coming up with this idea.
I am the Microsoft software engineer. Sorry.
Thank you for
calling Microsoft.
Microsoft support.
Respectfully.
There is a study, though, that claims that every year, 36 gigatons of carbon dioxide is emitted into the atmosphere. And he goes on saying, if we use a nuclear explosion yielding 81 gigatons, we can isolate 30 years worth of carbon dioxide emissions. The explosion would be well over 1,000 times bigger than the 50 megaton Tsar bomb test conducted in 1961 by the Soviet Union. Remember when we talked about the nuclear bombs and how big the explosions were and how this one, the Soviet Union one, would be so big? This one would be 1,000 times bigger.
That doesn't sound fun.
No, it doesn't sound fun at all. Haverly, like I said, does not have a background in climate science or nuclear engineering. He's just a software engineer. Respectfully, I mean, that's your field. But nuclear stuff is not your field, obviously.
No, it's not.
Can you guess where he got this idea, though?
I don't know, from a comic book?
No, not a comic book.
Greta Thunberg. How dare you?
No, about her. She got caught recently.
She's arrested, right?
I don't know, arrested or detained or however they're doing it over there. But Haverly got this idea from watching Christopher Nolan's Academy Award-winning movie, Oppenheimer. I watched the movie, and you know what? This is the perfect idea to save the Earth. He said watching that movie made him think that nuclear power could be the answer. There are elements of this idea that are already well known, though, like enhanced rock weathering and detonating nuclear weapons underground, but they haven't tried combining all of these ideas together. He's like, y'all are just doing one of or the other, but how about we just combine it together? That's the answer. That's what we should do. I'm just like, oh my God. So I decided, I was just like, you know what? Let me go and find this friggin' paper that he wrote about this.
He wrote a scientific paper?
It's like an idea paper. It has
okay, so he didn't submit it.
I think he did submit it.
Oh.
But I found it, I read part of it, and I go down to where it starts talking about the logistics of it. And the very first line of that section, detonating an 81 gigaton nuclear device could cause a global catastrophe if done improperly. Simply burying a nuclear device in a basalt deposit could or would cause this catastrophe. Then it goes on, however, deep water is incredibly shock absorbent. By burying the nuclear device kilometers underground under kilometers of water, we can be certain that the explosion will first pulverize the rock and then be contained by water.
First of all, how are they going to get the bomb down there? We just watched the Titan submersible. I just say we just watched it. That was a few years ago. We just seen that, it just bloop, 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 crinkle up into a can. What's going to happen to a nuclear device?
Respectfully.
If it gets down there and you're able to get it down there with whatever's surrounding it, how's it going to, I don't know.
I don't think he ever actually thought of this. I think he just thought, we could destroy this stuff, so why don't we just put a bomb down there and just destroy it? Then he's just like, oh, the water will contain the radiation. Have you not thought about like sea life or anything? Radiation just spreading through the water, currents and stuff?
No, he hasn't.
And then I was just like, all right, let me keep reading. Maybe there's some sense to it. No, there's no fucking sense to this. I hate to say it. The spot that he has picked for this nuclear bomb to go off, I don't know if I'm going to say it right. It's the Kerguelen Plateau.
I accept it.
It's the world's largest, world's longest continuously erupting supervolcano dating back millions of years. This plateau is like a long thing of like islands, but there's like supervolcanoes underneath. And it's continuously erupting. Not enough to like cause like global catastrophe or anything like that. It has slowed down tremendously. But it's still like lava is still kind of like slowly flowing from it and onto the seabed. And then, of course, looking into it, there's a shit ton of basaltic rocks in that area. And he's saying, you do it in the area, it could cause a catastrophe. So he's like picking the worst place possible.
Risk to benefit ratio, not worth it.
After you read your Strange News article, I'm like, if anybody thinks that this is like the best idea ever, they did that. The Kerguelen Plateau is like southwest of Australia, more to the west. So if that went off, that would cause pretty much a huge ass earthquake on the ground. And then, of course, tsunami, that would probably hit Australia. Who knows? It might even make its way to Japan. So it's like,
damn.
It's like if they did 81 gigatons, 1,000 times bigger than the 1961 Soviet nuclear bomb. That right there, I think, would be a world destroyer. Because he's saying that you would have to go all the way down to the bottom and then go kilometers down into the Earth's like seabed and stuff. He's acting like the explosion only goes up, not that it goes everywhere.
I don't get it. It sounds like he's a supervillain, and he's like, "Hey guys, I got a really good idea."
That's exactly what I thought. It's like, this is the guy. He's like, he wants the world to be destroyed, and he's just like, you know what, this is a great idea to save the planet.
I'm a Microsoft software engineer. Let's explode something underground. Great idea.
Yeah, I have no idea why he thinks that he's qualified to make an assumption like that, and to even like write a paper saying like, this is how we save the world.
Well, I mean, he can't. His right is to say and do what he wants.
Freedom of speech, yes,
but it's also our right to say
you're wrong.
You're wrong.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that was, even without having to work in the nuclear field, I feel like common sense plays a role in this.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he did this for fun, but it kind of sounds serious about it.
Hashtag blow up the earth.
Hashtag I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the article I found there, and I don't know, it kind of went well with yours.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, comment down below if you think it's a good idea to do that. If not,
look to see life.
Yeah. All right. So my next strange news article is called Operation Stork Speed. And before I get into this news article, we need to discuss infant formula real quick.
So it does involve infants. Okay.
Yes.
Because that's how babies are delivered.
Yeah. Of course, when a baby is born, it either drinks its mama's titty milk or it drinks infant formula or both. It will have infant formula or mama's titty milk or both. Okay. Infant formula is a manufactured product, usually made from cow's milk or soy. It is intended to mimic human breast milk for babies up to 12 months old. Federal guidelines recommend that babies be exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months of life and that parents continue breastfeeding for the first year or more while adding new foods to the child's diet. Now, parents use formula when a mother cannot or chooses not to breastfeed for a wide range of reasons, including medical conditions, work conflicts, or maybe they switch over to formula to allow other family members to help with feedings and other situations. Not going to shame you. Some women can't produce titty milk. It's okay.
I mean, there's situations that, can't be avoided at times. And
yeah, it's nothing to be ashamed about. There's actually people online that sell breast milk. I went down that rabbit hole. A bunch of weirdos.
So that's what all those bottles of milk in your fridge was.
I worked with, no. I worked with a guy named Jeff. Shout out to Jeff and Jay. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, baby.
Not the fuck you, Jeff.
No, not the fuck you, Jeff. This is the cool Jeff. The Jeff I worked with. We'll call him Jeff K. And I worked on shift with him.
Jeff K.
Jeff K and JR. J and then R. So Jeff, his wife had just had a baby. And she was pumping, right? So pumping breast milk constantly and storing the extra, which is common. You pump the breast milk, put it in like this baggie, put it in the freezer. And usually women will have like, if they're able to produce a lot of milk, they'll have a freezer full of breast milk.
Yeah, they usually have to do it if they are producing way more, and because it does cause pain.
Yeah. One day I went to work and Jeff was like, man, we had a weird request. I'm like, wait, what, at work? And he was like, no, me and my wife. And I'm like, what happened? So they were giving away breast milk. And this guy contacted them, if I remember correctly. This guy contacted them and offered to purchase all of their breast milk from them if his wife feeds it to him through a baby bottle. Oh, not kink shaming, but I'm going to kink shame you on that. That's a little weird. Anyway.
There's starving babies out there, and you're trying to take their milk.
Yeah. Anyway. That's a good little story time for you. But let's get back to the strange news article. So now that you know what infant formula is, what does it have to do with Operation Stork Speed? Well, the United States Health Secretary, RFK Jr., who talks like this, has directed I'm not making fun of him. I'm just saying that's who, if you recognize that, then you're like, okay, that's that guy. RFK Jr. has directed the FDA to review the nutrients and other ingredients in infant formula. This effort is dubbed Operation Stork Speed. And get this shit. This blew my mind. It's the first deep look at the ingredients put in infant formula since 1998. 1998.
First deep look since 1998?
Yes.
So since 1998, no one really knows what else they've been adding to the...
No, and I get into that. So why are they doing it now? Well, in recent years, some parents have sought out infant formula made in Europe with the belief that products made overseas are healthier options. Now, the FDA regulates that, hey, infant formulas must contain 30 specific nutrients with a minimum level for all and a maximum levels for 10 of them. The ingredients vary, but all formulas infant formulas must have a balance of calories, protein, carbohydrates, and fat that mirrors what is found in human milk. However, formula regulations in the United States and Europe, including requirements for nutrients and testing, it's different, but a little similar, but there are some, differences. For example, iron, that is included at higher levels in United States' formulas than those in Europe. So United States formula has higher levels of iron. Also, other components have been added to infant formula in the United States in recent years. This includes DHA, an essential omega-3 fatty acid, and human milk oligosaccharides, complex sugars that are found in breast milk but not in cow's milk. Although they are beneficial, they're not required. In the United States, infant formulas do contain seed oils. The reason being is that producers of infant formula state that there is a finite number of vegetable oils that provide the essential saturated and unsaturated fats that babies require. So they use seed oils instead.
Like avocado oil and olive oil?
I don't know, whatever seed oils are.
I know when I was doing meal prepping, they said that for saturated fats or unsaturated fats, like olive oil was really good.
I've heard, well, I'm not even going to say it, but look up seed oils and form your own opinion. Also, in United States infant formulas, they have added sugars such as glucose and corn syrup solids, which have been linked to weight gain in children. And one last thing that I want to mention is that in the United States, the FDA does not test for heavy metals and other contaminants in infant formula, and it doesn't review the nutrients either. You figure that would be very important, especially since that's like the next generation.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, over the next year, the FDA is reviewing input from multiple government agencies, formula manufacturers, and consumers as part of this Operation Stork Speed. I just hope they don't allow these infant companies to sway them on their decision. Let's say if they find out, oh, you can't use this ingredient because it's more harmful for children. I don't want the infant company or infant formula companies to be like, oh, well, this cheaper alternative is a little harmful to children, but it's way cheaper and it allows us to keep formula costs down. That's what they would do.
That's what they would do.
But yeah, Operation Stork Speed blew my mind.
If I have kids, if I have a baby, that he's gonna be on protein shakes all day.
My thing is, we're fucking $1 trillion in debt, trillions in debt, and we don't have the funds to review infant formula and what's in infant formula. Can we stop bombing the Middle East, maybe? And maybe send some of that money over to the FDA? I don't know, just an idea.
There's a lot of money going elsewhere, people's pockets and stuff. And honestly, I can't believe not since 1998. I mean, I'm glad someone brought it up.
Mm-hmm. RFK Jr.
Honestly, not to get political and everything, but I saw something else that he I think it was for nurses and doctors, like they have to go through another class or something. It's something actually pretty important, and you figure all nurses and doctors and stuff would know it. I can't remember exactly what it was. So if y'all know what I'm talking about,
comment down below.
All
right, so that was my second strange news article. Now it's your turn, Dan. What is your next strange news article?
Well, it doesn't involve babies or formulas or titty milk, but it is about volcanoes.
Ooh.
Now, obviously, I talked about the plateau place where they want to set off the nuclear bomb. That one's continuously erupting, but it's barely anything. So it's not that big of a deal. But the first actual volcano I want to talk about is the one that's under the water off the coast of Oregon. There's an active underwater volcano, the Axial Seamount volcano, which is located nearly a mile beneath the sea, approximately 300 miles off the coast of Oregon. The volcanic activity has recently displayed activity that are making scientists worried. Even though this volcano has erupted over 50 times in the last 800 years, the most recent eruptions happened in 2011 and 2015, and they are now saying that it could erupt again this year.
Mm.
They have a shit ton of equipment. They have like 140 instruments in total with 660 miles of undersea cables. That's a lot of fucking cables.
That is a lot of cables.
And they are noticing that the volcano is at the same inflation threshold where it erupted last time. And they say like this volcano, it erupts like it was either 15 or 25 years, they say.
Mm.
But they're like, now they're like looking at it, they're monitoring it, and they're just like, oh, it's filling back up. And it's about at the same limit as it was in 2015 and 2011 when it erupted. So that means it could be any time now that it could erupt again. Good news is it's so far off the coast and everything, it won't actually bother anybody. It won't, people won't even probably feel the earthquake. They may feel like small series of earthquakes, but it's not going to cause like no big tsunamis or anything like that. And the lava won't have any effect on people either. Maybe just like the sea life and stuff around there for a while, but. So I was reading that, and then I was talking to Arnold, and he's just like, oh, well, you do know that there's a bunch of other volcanoes erupting. And when I talked to him, I think it was like last week, he was just like, yeah, in the past week, 4 volcanoes have erupted, all close together, like within a week or so. So I was just like, that's actually kind of weird for them to all erupt so close together. And these are big volcanoes that are going off. The first one was the Great Sitka volcano in Alaska. It has erupted multiple times, but it has just erupted again around May 14th, and I think they say it lasted till May 20th. And then you got May 25th was the Kilauea volcano eruption in Hawaii. And then May 30th, we have the Santiaguito volcano in Guatemala. And then Mount Etna erupted on June 2nd in Italy. And this was all like within a 1 to 2 week period, like super close together. So I was just like, how often do volcanoes erupt? Because you don't really hear too much in the news about volcanoes.
No, I'm not a volcano expert.
So I went to the volcano.si.edu site and looked at all the current eruptions. There are currently, as of May 2nd, 52 total so far in 2025 alone, 12 being new eruptions, and 42 are ones continuing from previous years. So there are 42 volcanoes that are just continuously spewing lava, just not at a big rate or disastrous rate. And then this year, there was 12 new ones. And then 47 of those erupting volcanoes are still going around the world without a 3-month pause.
What's a 3-month pause?
I mean, like for 3 months continuously going, but has not stopped.
Okay.
For like a break. So they're just continuous, like they are the ones that are continuously going.
Okay.
They're expecting this year for 85 volcanoes to erupt. And honestly, that's a normal number.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like 2021 to 2023, 85 sounds about right. And the number is like steadily increasing, except like right now we're at like a plateau.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird that 4 major volcanoes have erupted within like the past week all together. And then, I mean, there's so many volcanoes that are just continuously erupting. I've never heard of this shit.
Neither have I. The only volcano I'm really worried about is Caldera under Yellowstone.
That one I am worried about.
That would wipe out the United States, shoot ash into the atmosphere, and the earth will turn dark and cold for a long time.
That would be like the Day of Darkness?
And it will be the year of darkness. Darkness.
But yeah, I was reading up about volcanoes and talking to Arnold about it, and honestly, that seems weird to me that within a week that 4 volcanoes going off, and then the amount of volcanoes going off. I didn't know that there was that many volcanoes.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Shows how much I know about geography.
Well, if you or a loved one are a volcano expert, comment down below. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, because I know Arnold went on vacation and he flew past Iceland, I think it was, and they had like a current. Was it Iceland or Green? One of those has like a volcano there, and it was actually erupting. You can see like the dark ash smoke and all that stuff.
Kind of scary.
Yeah, then of course you got people that like to go to the erupting volcanoes and take close-up pictures of it and
jump in. Be like Terminator when he does his hand. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen that.
I watched Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. You'd be like, Gollum.
Oh my God. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for that strange news article, Dan.
Yeah, just let everyone know that there are volcanoes out there erupting.
Yeah,
just be careful.
Be careful. They're running wild.
Don't get close to one.
All right. So my last strange news article is called Mysterious Light Over Arizona. So last month, on May 16th, a mysterious beam of light was seen in the night sky over Arizona and neighboring states. The light sparked speculation online, with some hypothesizing that it could be energized particles in the atmosphere causing a space weather phenomenon known as strong thermal emission velocity enhancement, or also known as STEVE. Other theories included reflections from ice crystals in the atmosphere, meteor activity, or even an extraterrestrial invasion. And we do have a couple of photographs that individuals took during this, and put those up right there for you to take a look at. If you are listening via audio, you can go to theoriesofthethirdkind.com. We'll have these photographs up there. But you should be watching us on YouTube. You can see it there as well, and our faces. That is a very odd light. It almost looks like a spotlight coming out from below.
That's what I would say, but then it's such a straight beam of light. So no normal spotlights wouldn't be that narrow.
Yeah.
And concentrated.
It's very strange. But with all this speculation going on, it was all silenced by an astronomer named Tony Phillips. He made a post online that stated the light that individuals had seen was most likely caused by a Chinese rocket launched an hour before the reported U.S. sightings. The beam of light may have been from the rocket falling out of orbit or from the deployment of its satellites. I find that hard to believe.
China number one.
I would love to hear everyone else's opinion on it. If you think Tony Phillips is correct in that it's just a Chinese rocket, or are we getting invaded by aliens and we aren't aware of it? Comment down below. I'd love to hear your opinion.
You know, I like to cruise the Facebook neighborhood groups that I joined here, so I know what's going on. And there was actually a very interesting post that I think it was posted either last night or the night before. And the guy was just like, he just posted on there, just like in a group, hey guys, I'm not sure. I think I saw a UFO tonight in Austin, Texas. I'm like, okay, I'm interested. You got me.
You click on the picture and it's a wiener.
No, the guy, he like described what he saw, and he's just like, he asked if anybody saw anything else, like anything like it. And of course, tons of trolls. Everyone's just trolling the guy and all that stuff. And the guy was like, he's legit, just like, I saw a weird light in the sky. Wasn't a plane, wasn't like helicopter and all that. And it moved very weird. And like, I think he said he got a video, but it's just not very clear, so he didn't really post it. But then, of course, people started, like, some people responded, like, a couple weeks ago, I saw kind of like the same thing. And I believe it's like what you've seen before.
Yeah, I saw one in Lago Vista, which is right down the road. It's northeast of Austin, kind of mountainous area. I saw a light, and I took a picture of it. And when you zoomed in, it was a light within a light. It was weird. And it was just chilling there in the sky. It looked like a portal or something.
That's exactly what this one kind of looked like. And it kind of moved to the side a little bit.
See, mine didn't move. Mine just stayed stationary. It was very, very odd. And I took the photograph on my Note 4 or Note 9. I can't remember which one I had at the time, but it was a Note 4 or Note 9. And then the picture disappeared. It either disappeared or it got deleted off my phone or something. I don't know. I can't find it. I thought I sent it to you and your brother on an email, but I checked all through my emails and I couldn't find it. So
All the ones I took and the ones you sent, gone.
gone. Yeah. Government's monitoring our emails and deleting actual UFO photographs.
So this is one that someone else caught.
I'm not going to show this because I don't want to get flagged for copyright, but basically imagine a star in the sky and it moving
Across the horizon.
Across the horizon, yeah. And when you zoom in, it's a circle with a circle inside of it. It's very odd. If you or a loved one have spotted any UFOs like that, please comment down below or send us an email. We would love to hear from you.
And of course, someone, I know you've seen this guy, the what is it called? It's kind of like paragliding, but he has like the big fan on like his seat. He's sitting in there.
Oh, yeah.
The guy that's flying around here.
Mm-hmm.
Someone posted a picture of him. I was like, yeah, I saw him too.
Yeah, that fucking guy gets low to the ground.
Yeah, he flies very low to the ground. And people are just like, yeah, I saw him over HEB. The damn aliens went shopping.
Nice.
But yeah, I saw that and I was just like, that's a strange light. And the fact that someone actually posted in the group around here, I was like,
all right. So that right there is our last strange news article, but we have 2 honorable mentions.
we do.
The first one that we are going to talk about involves politics. And again, I just want to reiterate, we are not right. We are not left. We are for the power of the people.
That's correct.
Bigfoot 2028. Get your dick sucked. That's his slogan.
He does not have a VP yet. Chupacabra got replaced.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that before we hop into this next honorable mention topic, or this honorable mention topic. And it is the Elon Musk tweet. And I'm sure everybody's heard about it. Last Friday on June 6th, Elon Musk went on X, aka Twitter. I still call it Twitter. And made a post to his 220 million followers. This post stated, you want to read it, Dan?
I'll read it. Time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT, Donald J. Trump.
So yeah, he tagged Donald Trump in it and said he's in the Epstein files. Of course, Donald Trump responded and was like, no, that's fake. Elon's just mad at me. However, I'm skeptical, okay? If you're really not in it, just release the files. I'm not saying that he's in it.
I mean,
I'm just saying
he is in it, but not to the point like
not on the Lolita Express, the plane that flew over to Prince what was the island? Epstein Island. Yeah, but its name is Little St. James is the actual island name. He's not on the flight logs. We had the flight logs and the black book
at the very beginning.
At the very beginning in 2019, before Epstein even died. We had those before anyone else did.
And then all of a sudden, oh, they released it. It was like,
no,
we had those.
Yeah, years later, everybody's like, yeah, we released them. I'm like, no, we've had them forever. That was the very first episode that kind of made us take off a little bit. But yeah, that's a very interesting tweet from Elon Musk. I thought him and Donald Trump were buddies, but apparently not.
Yeah, supposedly it was the new bill that was passed. Trump or Elon did not like it, so he's started a little feuding war with Trump, and they've been going back and forth. And with that happening, Russia's just like, hey, Elon, just so you know, these are officials from Russia. They're like, if things don't work out over there, you come over here
for asylum.
You get asylum. You can create all the shit you want. No holds bar. Like, you do whatever you want.
Why would he do that though? He has a lot of companies over here in the United States. They would all plummet. Their stock would plummet.
I guess Russia's trying to say, like, Elon, you keep doing this,
your life is in danger.
Yeah, you're gonna disappear.
I think he has too much money. He has. Let's see his net worth. Is it over 500 million now? Or no,
500 billion
net worth. I mean, yeah, 500 billion. No, it's dropped. 393.8 billion, with second place being over 100 billion. Actually, Mark Zuckerberg's in second place now, 240 billion.
Wow.
God damn.
The fact Mark Zuckerberg is over Jeff Bezos now. But Bezos lost 937 million. That's because of your stupid rocket launch, putting people up in space.
Jesus Christ, dude. That's so much money.
Who the hell is Larry Ellison? Oracle. Oh.
All right. So that's one of the honorable mentions that we wanted to talk about. Now there's another one. Another one that involves P. Diddy. And this is more of like a comedic one. Okay. So we recently, or I say recently, months ago
did an episode.
Actually, it was more than months ago because it was before we had video, and we had the video a year ago.
Was it before video?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, it was a while ago.
Yeah. So over a year ago, we did a episode over P. Diddy, which was extremely long, but it was the most research we have ever done. So over like 40 to 50 pages worth of research. We dove super deep into him and all the claims and all that. A lot of weird stuff involving him. But P. Diddy is popped back up in the news. Of course, he pleaded not guilty to 5 criminal counts of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. And he's currently in the trial phase right now, and it's being published everywhere. But during the 4 weeks of his trial, he has worn sweaters and sported graying hair and a goatee, which is usually not gray, usually dyes it, but he's letting it gray out, I guess, for sympathy.
No, I don't think they probably don't allow him hair dye.
Yeah, that's true. So
or baby oil.
Baby oil. So last Thursday, June 5th, before the jury in his case returned from lunch break, the gray-bearded hip-hop mogul turned to the face courtroom sketch artist, Jane Rosenberg. So there's a face courtroom sketch artist that draws the people, right? And Jane was in the first row, and P. Diddy said, "Soften me up a bit. You're making me look like a koala bear." End quote. And we have one of the drawings we'll post up right here for you to take a look at. Does he look like a koala bear? Because I don't see it. The only thing is like the gray and black hair combo.
I know sooner or later we're going to have to do an update on the P. Diddy trial and everything, but we'd rather wait for it to, I guess, fully develop, information actually come out, so we don't have to keep redoing an update for it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff coming out and a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah. A lot of weird things, but we will keep you updated with that when all of that comes to an end.
You know you kill a vampire, right?
Wooden stake through the heart.
So how do you think you kill a Diddy?
I don't know.
A dildo through the heart.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Well, that is the end.
Holy water, no baby oil.
Of our Strange News 13 news articles. We're going to roll into a little bit of free talk before we roll this episode out, because there are a few things that we want to mention. The first thing is YouTube. You fucked me. You fucked me hard, YouTube. So last week we published the 2012 emo killings in Iraq.
I said it wrong last time too, so I don't know anymore.
Oh, I just looked to him for validation in the pronunciation of Middle Eastern words. So I made a really good YouTube thumbnail for this emo killings.
Better than mine.
And it had Polaroids of the individuals who had died, but I blurred out their faces and blurred out anything that could have looked, bad.
Gruesome,
Gruesome. Well, YouTube removed the thumbnail because they said it was like offensive or something. And they didn't notify me until 2 days later. And I'm like, I wonder what they used for a thumbnail. They used a thumbnail, a still image of the video of me smiling. Here, I'll post it up right there. Take a look at that. So when people scroll, they see 2012 emo killings in Iraq, and you see me smiling. Fucking hate it. I hate it. I was like, oh my God, that's horrible.
Better you than me.
Jesus. So, of course,
God.
I fixed that and placed a new thumbnail, and hopefully they don't take that one down because I really blurred everything out.
Then it switches to me. They put me smiling and laughing.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's that. And the other free talk thing I want to talk about is a shout out to Marty. Like I mentioned earlier in the episode, I went to H-E-B, Howardy Butts, for some grocery shopping. And it's like, if you don't live in Texas, H-E-B is like a Kroger or
Wait, what does it
Publix.
stand for?
Howardy Butts.
Is that the owner?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
HEB is like a Kroger, a Publix, just a grocery store.
Or if you're from Virginia, a Food Lion.
Yes. And as I was shopping and I was going through a drink aisle, an individual, a man, middle-aged man, came up to me and said, "Are you Aaron?" Kind of took me back a little bit because I wasn't expecting that. And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "I was trying to think of something strange or would it be weird if I said, you got any games?"
Got any games?
And I was like, my mind was still kind of wondering. And I was like, "Oh, wait, do you listen to the podcast?" And he's like, "Yeah, love the podcast. You know, I've been listening since Anna, whatever her name was." And I'm like, "Yeah, I got her name wrong as well." And we just chit-chatted. Super cool guy. So shout out to you, Marty. He also got a selfie with me. So yeah, it's really weird. This is the second time this has happened. The first time was at a Texas Stars hockey game. After the hockey game, a guy approached me and asked me if I was Aaron and that he watched the podcast. Now another one at HEB. I will never get used to it.
I like when Marty's, I guess, sent the selfie to his wife.
Oh yeah, Marty sent
who's
us
that wrestler?
Yeah, Marty sent an email to us afterwards later that day, and it's a screenshot of him sending the selfie of him and I to his wife, and his wife said, "Who is that wrestler?" So I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, dude. Wrestler WWE, get your ass slammed on the mat." Anyway.
But yeah, I don't get spotted out in public. I blend in too well.
But if anyone lives in the Austin area and you see either Dan and I or Dan and I together, don't be afraid to come up and say hello.
Say the weirdest shit possible.
Yeah.
The weirdest shit possible. That's the only way I honestly probably would truly know that you listen to podcasts. Because if you come up just saying something normally, I'm just like, who the hell is this person? What do they want? Because I don't like go out and I'm not like that social, but.
Yeah, I don't go out much either. It's a rare occurrence.
But yeah, I'd be surprised if anyone could actually spot me. I'm like, I dress normally, but I do always have like sunglasses on and stuff like that.
He's hiding from everyone.
After having LASIK, eyes are a little sensitive to sun. So I do wear sunglasses a lot when I go out. I don't have to, but.
You don't have really any identifying markings on your body. I've got fucking arm and neck if I have my hair up.
This is true.
I got identifiable markings.
I've been thinking about getting a tattoo. Like here soon.
I'm getting my inner part of my arm done and then blacking out around it. I'm getting a hanged man right there.
Ooh. I was thinking either the Helion sword, the Master Sword on my forearm here, or I get the Diablo 2 runes that I want on my chest.
That'd be cool.
It's debatable which one.
Yeah. Well, that right there is the end of our episode for Strange News 13. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all have a great weekend. And just be safe out there. A lot of weird shit going on in this world.
A lot of weird shit going on. Be safe. Going into any, I guess, major cities with riots right now. Just be safe.
Don't get shot with a rubber bullet or bullets in general.
Yeah. And I guess since it'll be after next time we say it, Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
We love you.
All right. So with that being said, I want to thank you for joining us and thank you for your support and love. Without you, we could not do this.
That's right.
We love you and we are proud of you. So Dan, would you like to roll us out?
Sure will. It's okay to be out of this world with your thoughts.
Because you are not alone.
Vomit.
Check out my foot cam.
That right there, now you're being charged on YouTube.